Hi everyone, just me this week. Sam is currently relaxing in amongst the cyclones in Fiji, so I'm going to be powering on my lonesome. The fun this week starts tonight, actually, up at the Gold Coast Turf Club. We've got Savai going around, won 3 from 5 this horse. This race is over 1400 metres. Jumping from barrier 2, which is ideal, we have apprentice jockey Jet Stanley on board. She's been riding really well, claims 2 kilos as well, which is handy given we had 60 kilos. And yeah, I think this colt's a good chance. I think he's a good each way chance is probably the most accurate way to say it tonight. He should just be able to go forward from that good gate, get a very good position, either out in front or one pair back, but be very prominent, and then hopefully his turn of foot will prove too strong in the straight. So good luck to all of his owners. As I say, I think a good each way chance tonight. Then we've got a Saturday off, a rare Saturday off, so quite one on Saturday, but Sunday is where the action will be at Wellington. It's not often we go to Wellington, but the Wellington boot is on, a valuable $200,000 race, so nice attractive prize there. And we have impressive last start winner Hellenic Bell lining up there. A very talented filly. As I mentioned, she won very impressively last time out. And yeah, this looks like a really good race for her, a good assignment, and has drawn a bit awkwardly though in barrier 10. So we will need a little bit of luck probably early on in the race, just so she can get a decent position without having to do too much extra work. If she does so, I think she's a good chance here. It's one of those races, obviously a big prize money race, so it's a full field. I think there's probably 4 or 5 genuine good horses, and a bit of a tail to the rest of the field. So yeah, best of luck to all the owners. If she gets that luck in the first sort of 200-300 metres, she might prove hard to beat. But very much looking forward to seeing her go around. That would be a nice one to take out. On Monday, we have up at Scone, we've got Bavaco, a couple of races up there for him. There's an 1100 metre race and a 1000 metre race. He was very impressive 2 starts ago, as you may recall. Winning over 1,000 metres, had Louise Day on board that particular race, and she is booked for these 2 race options at Scone. We're just going to have to assess which one we think is the most winnable. In barrier 11 in the 1100 metre and barrier 3 in the 1000 metre race, but first emergency in that 1000 metre race. So I suspect he will get into that race. I presume there'll be a scratching or 2 to allow him a run. We will just have to assess once we know exactly what's happening there, whether he gets in. But should be very competitive. I think if he puts his best foot forward, should be a good each way chance in either of those races. On Tuesday at Hawkesbury, we do have Wild Courage down to race. Has drawn barrier 3. We have Keegan Latham on board, and she's there to make her debut. 2-year-old filly by Wild Ruler. Trolled very nicely actually last time out at Hawkesbury, and is down to go around here. It's a soft 6 currently, which I think would be ideal for her. She trialled in that and showed a real liking for the rain affected ground there. I do suspect though, with the weather forecast that I'm seeing anyway, that it'll probably dry out, which isn't ideal. But there are also some other race options coming up for her, which we'll have a look at and assess, but can't wait to get her racing career off and going. But we will decide that in coming days. On Wednesday, we've got a nice hand there at Warwick Farm. First of all, we've got Haystrud, who's down for 2 races there. There's an 1100 metre and a 1200 metre option for him. 57 kilos with Braithnock on board in the 1100, and 60 kilos in the 1200 with Braith on as well. Obviously carrying a fair bit of weight in either, but both claims 1.5, so that helps. And naturally enough, we'll have to assess between those two races as well. And whilst he's got a fair bit of weight, I guess it's all relative. But he is in outstanding form. Obviously, he's won his last two, went back to back, and now he's going for his hat trick. So wouldn't that be a feather in his cap for Hay Street and his owners if he can get the job done on Wednesday? But he's running so well, I'd have to say again, either race he goes in, I think he's going to be highly competitive, and he's got to be a pretty good chance to take out either one. The other horse we've got going around at Warwick Farm on Wednesday is Freddie Bassett. He is second up after a very close run, only about 0.6 lengths off the winner, first up over 1,350 metres. This particular race is a super maiden, $100,000 super maiden over 1,600 metres. So he'll definitely appreciate that extra journey. No doubt about that. I'm sure he's going to appreciate it even further than that. But the blinkers go on, and I think that will be key to his chances here. I think that could well just give him that extra bit of sharpness and hopefully get over the top of them. But probably prefer a slightly larger track for him than Warwick Farm, but we can't control where they put these races on. And either way, he's going to love that mile. Blinkers on, I think, are a good thing. Tommy Berry is booked to ride. So a lot of ticks and positives there, and I would love to see him break through for a very well-deserved win there. Then on Friday, we have a couple of options for Intero, who we're looking to send around at either Canberra or Orange on Friday. There's a few races available there from 1,300 to 1,600 metres. Ran a very close second last start over the 1,300. It was a nice effort, and I think she's just going to continue to improve. She's really starting to learn to relax and race a lot better. So she's certainly knocking on the door for another good win to put to her record. Now, red hot tips. Last week we were on fire. There was winners everywhere you looked. Sam, he had Profoundly and Campione d'Italia both got up impressively, and then I had 3 from 3 last week with Campione d'Italia as well. She's an alibi and green spaces. So a very good week last week. Let's see if we can keep that going. That's the tough bit. This week we have celebrity guest tipster Riley. He's back after 2 weeks ago getting Captain Furai home. So he's up and about and confident. And this week he's tipping at Randwick, race 10, number 3, Gangster Granny. I think he said there's a bit of value there with Gangster Granny. Not sure his definition of value, $2.40 favourite, but who am I to criticise there? Now, as far as my tips are concerned, I had a bit of feedback from our friend Nerida last week, and taking that on board, Nerida, I hope you notice how I run through these this week. I'm at Randwick, race 1, number 1. Hydro Bomb for the win. Race 3, number 9. I've got a very talented stay inside filly called Reaching Out. I think that will win as well. Then race 5, number 2, After Summer is a very good each way chance. Race 6, number 9, Tempted. Yes, it's short, but it's going to win. Race 7, number 3. I've got Gun Alabama Express mare Treasure the Moment. Pretty tricky race to pick that one. A lot of nice horses and quite evenly matched, I dare say. And then race 8. Well, I couldn't go past number 7, Autumn Sun. Again, nice and short. Sam will criticise, but it'll win, so everyone's happy. Unfortunately, no red hot tips from Sam this week. Too busy battling those cyclones, but he'll be back next week. And in the meantime, best of luck to all of our runners, all of our owners, and have a fantastic weekend.